Hello, this is Mark Manka from Sculpted Pixels, and I want to thank you for your interest in our GPS application. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the application and show you all the bits and pieces that it does, as well as give you a flavor for whether it's something you'd be interested in. So here we are. Here's the GPS icon once you install it from App World. So just go ahead and click on it. And when it loads up, it goes off and queries for your GPS location. Once it finds your location, it will show you where you are on a map. If you have a touchscreen device, you can grab a hold of that map and drag it around to see different parts of the screen. You can use the shortcut keys, the plus and minus for those of you with keyboards, to zoom in and out on that map. Or you can use the menu item and you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can recenter the map to your heart's content using the menu items. Now, as you move around, I'm using the simulator in this case so I can record this video, so you're not actually going to see any miles per hour, kilometers per hour moving along here. But as you move around, the map will move, and the center of the map will always represent where your current location is. You'll also begin to see a purple trail of where you've been traveling since you had the application open. So using those features, you can actually see where you've been and get an idea of where you've headed. Because here, you're actually going to see the compass heading. You'll see that this is going to be north, west, south, northeast, northwest, along with the compass heading here. You get the latitude and longitude of where you are, and we can set that setting inside of preferences, as well as you have control over the kilometers per hour, miles per hour, or even knots if you're going to be using this on a boat. In the main screen here, we also show you the number of satellites that are present and connected. In this case, again, because we're using the simulator, we only see one satellite. But when you're out and about in the real world, you'll see a number such as 5 or 9 or 10 or whatever the number is, given how clear your view is towards the sky. One other thing that I want to point out here is that we print out how far you are from various landmarks. The application comes built in with GPS coordinates for various cities within the world, and so you can get a sense for how far you are from those various world cities. But then the app also supports the ability for you to create your own landmarks, so you can begin to see how far you are away from home or from work or your favorite park, your favorite restaurants. All within the application here. Now, the map is not the only view that's offered in the main screen. We also offer the Earth background. And here, what we have is the different landmarks that are built in, you see as red dots. And your location is shown here with a green dot. Now, what you see here is the day and night terminator, or where daylight is at the particular time and where nighttime is at the particular time on the Earth. So here you can see we're actually quite close to the equinox when I've been recording this, and it's almost exactly half and half here. Now this day-night terminator will update every 3 minutes, and so you'll slowly see the day-night terminator move across the screen. Now, because we can calculate when daytime is and when nighttime is, and because we know your GPS location, we can actually turn the screen into night mode. So if you're using this in your car or in any other low-light situation and it's nighttime outside, the display will automatically turn to a shade of red or a shade of green, a shade of blue, or a shade of amber, all so that you can match the color of the screen to your dashboard in your car. So at this point, I'd like to explain a little bit more of the preferences here. The BlackBerry will turn off the backlight every 2 minutes or so. If you're using this in your car or while hiking, you might want to leave the backlight on for a longer time period than that. So the app has built in the ability to allow you to extend the backlight to keep it lit for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or to always keep it on. So because I'm giving this demo, I'm going to turn it so it's always on. You have control over your speed units, miles per hour, kilometers per hour, knots for you boaters, as well as feet per second or meters per second. I'm just going to leave it on miles per hour. And you can set your altitude to be in meters or feet. You also have control over how you want the latitude and longitude to be displayed. The default is a decimal printout. The decimal printout will be familiar to you if you've utilized latitude and longitude within Google Maps. If you're more familiar with nautical charts, we have the minutes and seconds representation, as well as minutes and decimal, or degrees and decimal minutes. As I change it, you can see the format updating below here, and you can choose to include or have it display with positive and minus depending on what hemisphere you're in, or you can have the actual, I'm in the northern hemisphere and I'm in the western hemisphere with the actual north, south, east, and west designators here. Getting back to landmarks, you can choose which landmarks you want to display. If you don't care for the built-in landmarks, you can change the app so it just displays the ones that you have saved. You can display just the built-ins, or you can display both. Next, the display mode. This is what I was talking about on the previous screen. You can force it to be night, you can force it to be day, and then you can also keep it as auto. Just so you can see the night mode here, I'm going to change it to night mode. I'm going to show you the colors red, green, blue, and amber. But for purposes of this demonstration, I'm just going to keep it on red, and then I'm going to close it. And you can see what the display looks like in night mode. So those 4 colors should correspond to most of the car dashboards that are out there. So you should be able to get a fairly good match. Now, on to the landmarks feature. If I click on the landmarks menu item, I'm going to get a list of the landmarks that I have created on my device. Here, Cholula, this is a town in Mexico that I'm familiar with, the Empire State Building, as well as Hollywood and Vine in California. I've created all these different landmarks, and I can sort them by alphabetically or by how close I am to them. So here I'm going to sort them, and for these particular landmarks, I am actually closest to Hollywood and Vine in California. I can scroll through them using the navigation bar. And I can click on them with the mouse or with the navigation to edit that landmark if you like. You can change the location, you can change the latitude and longitude, and you also see a map of where that landmark is. I can save those changes or cancel out. Just for the demo, I'm going to cancel. You can add new landmarks, or you can delete any of these existing landmarks by clicking the BlackBerry menu key and clicking Add, Edit, or Delete. Just so you add, I'm going to show you this really quickly. And what the app does is it knows your latitude and longitude, and so it goes off and it figures out your approximate address of where that is. As you can see, this is Portland, Oregon that I have entered in here. And I'm just going to go ahead and save that out for later. So because I'm the exact location, you see that I'm 0 feet from that location, where my other landmarks, I am much further away. So with that, I thank you for your time and your attention. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get a hold of us here at Sculpted Pixels. Thank you very much for your interest.